Arkansas makes Ryan Silverfield the hire, Chris Lee. I'll be honest, I can't say I'm surprised by this, other than the fact that we had a stream 3 days ago. It's going to be another coach. But if you were to say who was in the pool of coaches that could have been a likely choice based on things you were hearing, he was one of the very first initial names. Maybe Jay and I that did that stream after Pittman got fired. And I think we just said, hey, I mean, if you're going to just put a short list together, he's probably on there. Now, at the time, I don't remember what Memphis's record was, but I know they had, what was it? I'm trying to remember exactly what the time frame was. But I think, again, it started there as, okay, he could be on the list. Then it went to Kane Womack. Then we talked about all the other possibilities. Was it going to be Alex Golish? Thought that was done. Wasn't. And now we're sitting here at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday, an hour after Arkansas fans online organized a protest for this hire, and I think about 25 people showed up based on what I've seen on Twitter. There may be more there by now. Chris, thoughts on Ryan Silverfield being the choice at Arkansas?
Don't know what to think about it. I mean, he's been really good at Memphis. Feels like he's had Memphis as probably a top 5 group of 5 program since he's been there. Beat Arkansas with the big break earlier. Saw that one. But, I mean, the floor there has been fairly good. What does that look like in the SEC? No idea. I mean, I'm not going to say this one came out of the blue because it didn't. But I just have not had, I don't know. I mean, he went 10-3 last year, or 11-2 last year, 10-3 the year before. He's had Memphis on an upward trajectory. Couldn't quite finish it off this year. I guess that's why I'm just a little bit hesitant. Memphis had kind of everything in front of it to get to the playoff, and then just kind of fumbled the season away. I like the Golish hire better, but I'm not convinced this is a bad one either.
How much do you guys think his predecessor's failings in Tallahassee kind of potentially taint this hire?
Was that also not a topic at Florida, by the way? I mean, Brian brought that up, that, the group of 5 guys, it hasn't exactly been a winning bet lately. Who's the last group of 5 guy to go somewhere and set the world on fire at a bigger school? I'm sure there's somebody, but it's not coming to me immediately. I mean, Brian Harsin bombed at Auburn.
It's been a hot minute.
Napier bombed at Florida.
Utah was not Pac-12 when Urban was there, and he went to Florida and crushed. You'd have to say what Brian Kelly did at Notre Dame. He came from one of the directional Michigans, right?
He started at Central Michigan. He was at Cincinnati before that, wasn't he?
Oh, Signetti.
Oh, duh. Well, that was teed up.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't have a great opinion on it.
That's not good, though.
I know.
I think that's
but
the
who had a great opinion on Kurt Signetti?
Well, I mean, true, but I think I'm not. Yes, and I think you could use that for any argument you wanted now, right? Well, look what he did at Indiana. We could say that about anybody, and sure, it's possible.
But hey, I asked about the Norvell prism. I think a more accurate prism question is, how much does this feel like a step back and Golish taking Auburn instead of what everybody believed was you were going to get Golish in a top 5 offense and a dynamic quarterback potentially coming with him to replace Taylon Green. Now, this could be a super fine hire. I mean, there are a whole lot of people who've been married 50 years who got married to the second woman they proposed to, and they had wonderful lives. But it just, the dominoes falling in this order make this a tough day for Phil and a whole lot of very passionate pig callers.
I mean, here's the thing. All right. So if the goalish news doesn't get out, I think this is still for many Arkansas fans an underwhelming hire. But the fact that the goalish rumor got out and you thought you had a guy that was seen as like potentially off, like next big thing, offensive guru, wow. And I think we even said that the other day. We're like, wow, I didn't think I was surprised that Arkansas was going to get Alex Golesh because I was like, I don't know if that was the expectation. And then from there, you now have a coach who, again, we mentioned him initially when Pittman got fired, but that was at a different time, guys. I mean, look at what's happened. They've lost 3 games in a row to end the season. 38-32 to Tulane. At Eastern Carolina, lost 31-27, lose 28-17 to Navy. And it's like, if you hired him after last year, where he's got back-to-back 10-plus win seasons, they went 10-3 in 23, 11-2 last year in 24, won a bowl game, but like 8-4? And all of a sudden, I think it feels very underwhelming.
Here's another issue. What was Arkansas known for the last couple of years? I would say scoring a lot of points and giving up a lot of points.
Sure.
They just hired a guy that was doing that at a G5 level. That doesn't mean that's how it works out. I'm just saying, all the talk of, hey, we're maybe going to go defense. I mean, frankly, I would have gone Kane Womack, I think, before Silverfield. But I don't know. I mean, on the other hand, they've not been bad since he's been there. Memphis football has been very bad before. Ryan Silverfield has gotten him to a place where they've been really good. But you can also say the same thing about Mike Norvell, and we know how that went at Florida State.
I mean, they finished 6th in the American. I know it's one season, and I know he had back-to-back good seasons, but I'm just curious where was he at on their list? That's what we'll maybe never know, but I'm curious what number.
That feels like oh shoot, the dominoes are falling and we'd better grab someone higher.
Yeah, like that's what I think Arkansas fans may question. Like, was this just a panic hire where we thought we had Golesh, and then all of a sudden we looked up and said, uh-oh, do we just panic and have to make the hire, and here you go? Because Kane Womack's out, or what? We don't know what the order was, but just curious.
The other thing, if you're within that building, and I don't see any possible way you could make the hire, but Bobby Petrino still had a lot of supporters, and as people were pulling names out, and a whole lot of his supporters, and I've been on record for months saying it would be an absolute disaster to bring Petrino back. But if guy X, guy Y, guy Z keeps saying thanks but no, look, we had somebody very early in the chat, I think it was Sam, say Memphis, who you're about to name Jerry Mack from Kennesaw State, Memphis may have upgraded today.
Oh, he's done a tremendous job at Kennesaw State. Yeah. And hey, Sven brings up a great point. Charles Huff, I mean, look what he did at Marshall. Look what he did year 1 in Southern Miss. Yeah, I mean, if you're going that route, I might rather have some of those guys.
I don't know. I just look, Silverfield is 45. I mean, if you look again at his history, guy that was in the NFL as a position coach, was it Memphis, took over Memphis he was there several years before, position coach as well. Took over 2019 season, or what was it? I think he was the interim, right? Is that right? When trying to remember how it all fell timeline wise, but I mean, after that, 8-3 first season, 6-6, 7-6, 10-3, 11-2, and now 8-4. I just think, it's a momentum thing too. Where his team lost 3 straight games to end the season, finished 6th in that league. Like I said, I think you have a little bit of a different sentiment if they hire him after last season. If they'd have fired Pittman after last season, made the hire, I think you'd have a little bit more optimism, probably if you're an Arkansas fan. But I understand why some Arkansas fans would be very underwhelmed based on looking around. And also the combination, like I said, of thinking Alex Golesh was going to be your head coach, and he's not. And now he's at Auburn, where they may whip up on you for the next however many seasons, and you look back and are like, well, here we go again. So,
well, I mean, is this not the thing we've been saying? Like when all the bodies are seated in chairs, you're bound to have several people disappointed. Yeah, but somebody brings up Bob Chesney too.
That's Kenny's dad, right?
Yeah, that's exactly who that is, Jay Greeson. James Madison coach, all kidding aside.
Someone mentioned Charles Huff, by the way.
Yeah, we just talked about Charles Huff.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think, I don't know, I wonder if that too is kind of a record thing.
Sam says Bob Chesney is going to UCLA, which will be a great hire.
All right. Anything else on Arkansas before we continue on?
I have a question. How much longer is Hunter Yurchek in that job?
I think the backlash is, and again, look, online, I always say, guys, let's keep in mind, online is online. But it's not just, I think there's going to be a lot of prove it with this hire, I feel like, and that's where, again, when we talk about resources and all that and what you put into it, NIL, rosters and everything, I think, we're gonna find out, and people are weighing in on Hunter Yurchek's job. Eli's got about 6 hours on that, 6 or 7 months, a little bit longer on this one. But yes, I think that one's getting interesting.